Nation. And let me tell you something right now. If you guys are looking for the best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkickin.com. That is ashkickin.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kickin fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kickin all-natural health and beauty products. Everything you need to create a comfortable home living environment and create a comfortable space for entertaining. The best incense burners in the world, home fragrance products, and health and beauty products, go to ashkickin.com.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Hey, yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey, yo better listen to Dante, baby. Dante!
What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another one, Dante's Boxing Nation Radio Live. I am your host, Dante, co-host in the building, my man Milt. What's going on, Milt?
Not much, Dante. What's good, man? Good to be back in the building.
Yeah, man. A little bit of a layoff after New Year's and Christmas and all that.
Yeah.
So we back now. We getting it back in. We got a whole lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and, first things first is the news that was broke today and announced.
Right.
You got you got Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker, the unification bout.
Right.
Your thoughts on that fight, your reaction to that news, Milt?
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to see that they are, that the heavyweight division is going in the right direction. Is shaping up nicely in the heavyweight landscape, so we can go ahead and get some of this out of the way. Hopefully, this is just one step closer to Joshua Wilder. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because this shouldn't be too big of a test for Anthony Joshua. He can't take it too lightly. Yeah. But I don't think it's. I just don't see Parker winning that fight, and I just see, him being stopped. I think Joshua is going to stop him, and so this just, is just one step closer to the fight that everybody wants to see.
And the whole thing is, Joseph Parker, he didn't look too good against Takam, and now, he about to go in there against Anthony Joshua. But this is the cool thing about this. The coolest thing is the process of elimination.
Right.
Weeding out these cats has been holding belts, and we've been looking at them as champions, and now we're going to find out who was a real champion all along. It kind of reminds me of when I remember when Keith Holm was a champion, go all the way back to the middleweight champion.
Going back, yeah.
Yeah, Bernard Hopkins. All of a sudden, Bernard Hopkins go in there and beat the dude easy. And I had a lot of respect for Keith Holm.
I did too. I did too.
He was good. He was tall, rangy and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But even though it wasn't an exciting fight, but it didn't matter. Bernard Hopkins, he went in there and just dominated him. So
right, exactly.
That's pretty much what it is, man.
And so one of the things that I'm excited about with the fight is I want to see exactly what with both of them fighting in March. I want to see, whether or not they're going to determine where the fight is going to be. Is it going to be here in Las Vegas? Is it going to be Madison Square?
And I think
Wilder
going to have
in England.
Yeah, I think Wilder going to have to go ahead and just bend in. He's going to have to submit to Anthony's demands and just go ahead and fight over there in the UK.
But to his credit, to Wilder's credit, he said that he didn't mind going over there. He said that, that's what separates.
Only thing he talked about, he had a concern with was the money. That's the main thing. Deontay Wilder was saying he won a 50-50 split.
Right.
But once again, it's a negotiation.
Right.
Exactly. For all we know, Deontay Wilder probably knew all along he wasn't going to give 50-50, but he's going to start at 50-50.
Right.
Because if you mess around and start at 30%, they're going to try to drop it to 10%.
Right. Before it's all over with.
Absolutely.
And what I meant by that is, we'll be able to gauge the fans' receptiveness over in England and the fans' receptiveness to Wilder here in the States. But it does seem like it's going to end up being over in England. I don't care if they fight, you know what I mean? I don't care if they fight inside of a bar. I don't give a damn where they fight at. As long as I can get a chance to watch it on TV, I don't care where it goes down. That's between the two camps. I'm just, waiting on anticipating the fight.
Yeah.
That's it for me. That's that business side, and I'll let them handle that.
Yeah, absolutely. And somebody just said in the comment section, what if Parker and Ortiz wins? I mean,
wow.
If they win, it'll be too huge. Well, I won't even say. I mean, because Wilder's situation, both of those fights, honestly, if I think about it, those are not like landslide type fights.
No, they're not.
This is Wilder's best competition against Ortiz, right?
It is.
And even Joseph Parker is no slouch.
He's no slouch.
Even though he didn't look good against Takam, but Anthony Joshua didn't look good against Takam.
Right.
Neither one of them looked good against Takam.
Neither one of them did.
Right? I just thought about that right now as I was saying that right now. I'm like, wait a minute, neither one of them looked good.
Nope.
And Joshua and Parker didn't look that good against Ruiz either.
No, he didn't.
He really didn't look good against Ruiz, So it'll be interesting. I mean, it'll definitely be interesting, but who would you say? I mean, it might be a rhetorical question, but who would you say Milt has the toughest opponent out of the two?
Oh man.
I'm gonna go
with Ortiz.
Ortiz.
I'm gonna go Ortiz. I think he's the more skilled. If this was 2 years ago, definitely. But the closer you get to 40, I'm telling you, man. But the thing is, with the heavyweight division, man, is if you still have that power, George Foreman has proved it. You know what I mean? Evander to a certain extent, because even as he aged and he was still in the ring, Evander was still deadly with the right and the hook. You know what I mean? He could still throw that power. And that's all that matters in the heavyweight division. Timing, getting your opponent set up for that one shot. If you can get him set up for that one shot, then hey, But I don't see Joshua being too threatened by Parker. But Parker, even though Parker is, he's making the claims that he's gonna make him respect him, and I don't feel coming with, he's saying all the right things.
Yeah, and Milt, I also feel Parker doesn't have the style to really give Joshua that many problems. I mean, he's going to try to move away from because if you look at what Takam did with Anthony Joshua, Takam was actually standing. He was trying to fight in the pocket, and he was trying to wear him down. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. He was coming forward. He was trying to get on the inside. He was wearing down Joshua.
He was.
Joseph Parker. He's more of somewhat of a 4-round. Fighter too. He starts to regress as the rounds go on.
He does.
So, but you know what? Before we go into talk about something else, let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. This will be our first phone call we take since last year of 2018.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and take a call right now. Let me see what we got over here. All right, we got 706. What's your name? Where you calling from? This might be. Go ahead.
What's going on, guys? Legendary boxer Jason from Atlanta. What's going on?
What's going on,
what's
family?
going on?
What's good, man?
From the
I called in a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about the Wilder and Parker numbers. You know how we were talking about Wilder sells like 11K tickets and Parker doesn't sell shit in New Zealand, and all these people are always on Parker's nuts. But I was just on another podcast. I mean, or like a live video. Joe Beebe, like Beating the Odds with Beebe. I don't know if you guys know Joe Beebe. These guys have been spreading lies that Spence is getting paid like $3 million to fight Peterson, like they were with Mikey. Remember when Mikey turned down Golden Boy? Dan Rafael tweeted out that Mikey turned down Golden Boy because PBC offered him $3 million, which was a total lie.
Right.
Now they're doing the same thing. They're saying Spence is getting $3 million for Peterson somehow. Do you think that's true, Dante?
That he's getting paid $1 million?
He's saying $3 million.
$3 million for Peterson. That's not even possible, right?
Well, I mean, it's possible, but I would have to look deeper into it. I know. All I know is Al Hammond fighters are getting paid. I mean, I would have to look deeper into. I mean, where did you hear the report that he was getting $3 million? Was it reported?
They said Dan Rafael tweeted it out, and they said Dan Rafael is a great source. He never lies. And they were like, if Dan Rafael lied, he'd be fired by ESPN. Like ESPN is the Bible or something. I was like, what?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, there's two things that Dan Rafael does. I mean, on one side, if he's just reporting news, like if he's reporting pay-per-view numbers or something like that, that might be reliable. But if he's
coming out and he's, of course, spitting his opinion and telling you that Lomachenko beats Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather and all that, that's something different right there. So, but if Dan Rafael reported it, he's getting $3 million. I mean,
he tweeted it. He tweeted it just like he tweeted 2-3 months ago. Mikey was getting $3 million, which was a total lie.
Yeah, I don't.
So that's why I'm. Also, don't you guys remember when Thurman and Danny fought each other on PBC? They both made $2 million each. So how the fuck is Spence going to make $3.5 million to fight Spence? That's what doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is possible. I'm just saying it's possible. I mean, once again we gotta look deeper into it.
I have to look deeper into that because I will say this: I do recall, and I haven't seen the purses. I haven't seen anything official, but I do recall someone having a conversation with Oscar De La Hoya about a month ago, and they asked Oscar, "Hey, how do you feel? What do you feel about Spence getting paid $3 million to fight Peterson?" And Oscar's reaction was, "He's getting paid how much?" And whoever was asking the question was like, he's getting paid $3 million to fight Peterson. He was like, "Man, that's
listen."
He said that was too much
Let me tell you why they started those lies, because they didn't want Golden Boy to look bad that Mikey and everybody left them, because they started those lies to make it seem like they only went there because money was so big, which was a total lie. Mikey or Spence, they said Mikey was making $3 million, which was a lie. And I'm telling you, Spence cannot make $3 million since Danny and Thurman made $2 million only to fight each other. It's not possible. I'm telling you, it's not possible.
Like I said, I mean, I don't really like to speak on stuff where I don't, have the actual
and
facts.
I don't have the actual facts, and I hate that too.
Yeah, but you make some good points though.
But Dante, in a unification, if Thurman and Danny are fighting each other in Barclays, which sold like 15,000 tickets, they only made $2 million each. That's what I'm saying. If you use the logic, that's not possible, right?
Well, I mean, if the pot is a total of $4 million, and they get split $2 million. That makes more sense because both Thurman and I'm just saying names like Thurman, Garcia, Sean Porter, those are bigger names. We know when it comes to Errol Spence versus Peterson, that's more of A side versus B side or A side versus C side. So with that being said, it wouldn't surprise me, if there was a pot of $4 million and they gave him, the biggest slice of the pie. You know what I mean?
I wonder about the pot being $4 million. I don't think Spence versus Peterson can sell out like Thurman versus Danny did in New York. I doubt it. Right? Am I right?
Well, yeah. Well, actually, every fight that I done went to in New York, it has been pretty much a sellout. I mean, the triple header with Charlo, Hurd, and Lara, and all of them, that was a success. All of Deontay Wilder's fights there was a success. Yeah. Broner's fight. I haven't really seen any fight, actually, to be honest with you, at the Barclay that wasn't a success when it comes to attendance. But PBC... Yeah,
Wilder and Mikey Garcia and Broner also sold like 12,000 tickets, so they're doing good over there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody. That's my point. I'm saying everyone does. But see, with PBC, I don't think they worry so much about the attendance, the live attendance of people coming in, paying tickets. I think they're more concerned with the TV ratings, because that's why a lot of times you'll see small, a lot of PBC fights, especially like a Bounce TV or something like that, Fox Sports 1 card, it'll be a small venue, so I don't think they really care a lot about, the attendance of people that actually show up.
They just put Alexander versus Ortiz on Fox. I think, I remember they did Omar Figueroa versus Guerrero on Fox. That did like 1 million, so I'm guessing this will do a little bit 1 point, because Ortiz and Alexander have some name recognition, so this might do like 1.5 million on Fox, I think. Mm-hmm. Should be good.
Very possible. Very, very, very possible, man. Hey, man, well, thanks for the call.
What do you guys think about Jojo Diaz next fight? Do you guys like Jojo Diaz next fight? Because I thought he was going to fight Gary Russell. He's fighting some...
I was going to speak on that. One of the things is, he's taking this fight, and instead of the Russell fight, Russell wanted to get another fight in. He's getting another fight in, and they're looking to fight later on this year. But I think it's a good tune-up fight. I think it's a good stay-busy fight. He should win this easily. I had his opponent because I just looked it up today.
They were saying he's a step back for Jojo, or some people were saying he's taking a step back or something. Well, I didn't know.
What it is, he wants to keep busy, because the thing is, Gary Russell said that he was already going to fight, I think, in March, and it wasn't going to be Jojo. And so, but Jojo's camp and Golden Boy seem to be saying that Russell is the one that's holding it up. They were the ones that, you know, I mean, I take everything I hear out of Golden Boy with a grain of salt. But they're saying that, you know, when it comes to the fight, they're saying that, hey, Gary Russell can't, you know, he has to face his mandatory, which is JoJo next, because, you know.
Hey, Dante.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you going to the Spence versus Peterson or Wilder versus Ortiz? Any of those fights? Are you going?
Yeah, I am going. I'll be at the Spence fight. I'll be out there in New York Tuesday. So yeah.
Have you been watching Peterson work out in the Fight Hub videos and Fight Hype? That guy looks sharp as hell, man. His footwork looks amazing.
Peterson always looks sharp, man. He always
man.
He always is on that hard work, dedication, you know, type training, you know. That's what he does. That's what he does. So, I mean, and this is why I tell people I wouldn't be surprised if Peterson does excellent for the first 2-3 rounds.
I wouldn't either.
You know, and it looks like a super competitive fight. I mean, kind of like, I go way back, Floyd Mayweather, Sean Bay Mitchell.
Oh,
you know,
I remember
the first
that.
round.
Yeah,
it looked like Floyd had a fight on his hands.
Yeah, it did.
You know?
It did.
You
I remember that.
Dude, he got off like a quick ass combination on Floyd. You know, before the bell rang.
Yeah, but Sean Bay wasn't no slouch either, man.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was from Baltimore, D.C. that area,
that DMV area,
where they produce all kind of killers out there. But going back to Peterson, Spence. I mean, like I said, Peterson, and there's no diss towards Peterson. You know, the boy's a beast. You know, like my man just said, he trains hard as hell. But you going in there against #man down. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is I believe that it's going to be very difficult, especially because Peterson moved up in weight.
Yes.
And in his last fight, he looked good, but he didn't look strong at the weight class.
Who was it?
The last fight I seen him at, that was in New York.
Evanescence? Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, Evanescence.
Evanescence. I believe that was his last fight. And the thing was, he was a regular champ. You know what I mean? Why he had to vacate, I'm not sure, but you know,
because Al probably offered him a bigger purse to fight Spence. That's probably why he vacated. But I was gonna say, I think Spence versus Peterson will be more competitive than AJ versus Parker. That's why I have a feeling about that.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean
definitely.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. And shout out to my moderators holding it down in the comment section. My man CSM J Dog, my man Angel Santos holding it down. Yeah, you guys. So anyway,
and AJ and Wilder versus Ortiz is a way tougher fight for Wilder than AJ versus Parker. So PBC is starting off the first quarter with a bang with tough fights.
It is.
So give props to PBC and Heyman.
PC has been PBC. They've been stepping up the game for the last 2 years, man. I mean, for the last 2 years. I mean, you just look at them triple.
Ever since the DeGale versus Jack and Pedraza versus Tank, they've been on a roll, like stack card after stack card ever since then. 2016 December.
Yeah,
and even the Spence card is pretty loaded too. I was looking at who all is on that card because you got Robert Easter Jr. fighting Javier Fortuna on that card. Adam Kaunaki, he's on that card. Marcus Brown is on that card. Anthony Peterson is on that card. Amanda Serrano, I don't know if y'all into women's boxing, but Amanda Serrano ain't no slouch, man.
She's a beast. Serrano is a beast, man. She fights. She always fights with heart. I love watching her.
She does, yeah. And so, I mean, this is going to be a pretty stacked card, man. It's a really good card, really good card.
And congratulations.
Serrano said she might start MMA. She's going to do MMA soon. Serrano said that, like Holly, the Holly chick did.
And this is the thing. I think she's saying that in MMA, she'll get her biggest purse that she's ever fought for in MMA, and that's a shame.
Did you guys watch Cyborg versus Holly Holm? Do you guys know what their purses were? Do you want me to tell you?
Please tell me, because I didn't catch their purses.
Cyborg's purse was $500K and Holly's purse was only $300K. That's what Abner Mares made $550K on the undercard on Showtime. That's fucking bullshit.
Well, UFC has always been that way. I mean, when Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre and all Chuck, don't go back to Chuck Liddell. He probably was getting about 50,000.
I know, man.
You know, but
Jared Hurd made $300K. Jared Hurd made $300K on the undercard, and Holly's making $300 on a main event pay-per-view. That's like a slave wages.
Oh yeah, and that's why Dana White, he wants some of that boxing money too. He already got all of the UFC money. He take damn near, as you can see, damn near 70% of the whole pie. You know, so now he's coming over to boxing. and he want to get some of that boxing.
I have a feeling that's all talk. Dana is a known liar, and also I wanted to leave you guys with this gem. If you guys want to know who the real Dana White is, go on YouTube and go search Dana White's mother, what she says about him. She said Dana White is a scumbag. He was banging his sister-in-law in my house. That's what she said about Dana on YouTube.
When your own mama call you a scumbag.
God damn. Hey, good.
Yeah, you guys need to watch that.
Hey, good stuff, man. Good stuff, bro.
Good
All right.
stuff.
Good night, guys.
I'll let you take
Good
care,
night, man. Good call.
That was good stuff, man.
Real good stuff.
That was good stuff from my man.
Yeah, he touched on some stuff.
He touched on a whole lot of stuff.
I was trying to hit my man up out in Dallas to.
We'll take another call in a minute, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to hit my man and a connect up out in Dallas to see if he knew what the purse was, because he's he's at the camp over there pretty often, and I was wondering did he get a word on Mr. IOTBA? Yeah, that's his neck of the woods. I was gonna hit him up.
We got to get him back on the show too.
Most definitely,
yeah, we'll get him back on the show.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was dropping that heat, man.
Oh, yeah. And one other thing too, man. We one of our cohorts, man, that calls in frequently. He contributes quite a bit to the show. He won't be in tonight. Mr. Blue Blood Sports up in New York. His grandmother passed away. I just want to give a shout out to him and his family. Tell him we send their condolences and our prayers
absolutely, fam,
their way, and we hope all is well with them in their camp.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, you guys will see Blue Blood back on the show probably next week. But yeah, man, that's what it is, no doubt about it. I'm looking at the comment section right now. I'm just reading what you guys are saying. I'm gonna go ahead and take a call in a minute. Spence will go undefeated until Thurman. Somebody in the comment section predicting that Thurman is the only one that could beat Spence. Yeah, and shout out to Shaka Ram. Shaka Ram, and they gave me access to their training camp over there training with Caleb Plant. So I got some real good footage of them sparring. For those of you guys who don't know who Shaka Ram is, he's an Olympian silver medalist 2016. He's a welterweight from Uzbekistan. Yeah. And he's really, really good. He came out here to the States. He sparred out here for the first time. They hit me up and they wanted me to come and cover it, which I was, I felt honored. So I went over there and covered it, and he looks good. Dude is he's gonna be a beast. He looks like a huge welterweight too. He's very strong, very athletic. You can imagine amateur pedigree and everything. So shouts out to Shaka Ram. If you guys missed that sparring session, matter of fact, I uploaded a couple Spar Wars episodes, so go ahead and check them out, guys.
Yeah. So, I was just peeping in the comments section, man, peeking in there right quick, and we got who is that? Ante Langi.
Yeah, how you say your name, man, with all that difficult stuff you got over here?
Yeah, I know, right?
Auntie Tangy? What's
Paris, that? All the heavyweight champs are unfinished products. That is the truest shit I've seen, but pardon my French, I've seen on the comment section. I'm here to tell you, all of them are a work in progress. None of them had deep amateur backgrounds, and they're kind of playing catch up right now. But you can't deny the power from Joshua and Wilder, and in the heavyweight division, man, that power is a huge deodorant. It'll cover up the smell of that funk from not knowing how to throw and when to throw, and that power covers up a whole lot of flaws.
It's the eraser. It's the great eraser.
Great eraser. And so, but the thing is, I will say I have seen improvements. I've seen more improvement in Joshua. I will say that, and AJ more than I have in Wilder. But that's not taking anything away from Wilder. I have seen some improvements in Wilder. Even in the limited sample that we got from his last fight with Bermain. I did see him snapping the jab a lot more. He was snapping the jab. Snapping the jab.
Oh yeah, that's that.
But he still gets defensively irresponsible when he knows that he has his opponent hurt. And in the heavyweight division, sometimes you can get caught coming in. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anything bad about the man. I'm not trying to judge him. And if they fight, hey man, he my countryman. I'm rooting for him anyway. But it's still a 50-50 fight. I think AJ is a little more skilled But like someone else said too, that's putting the cart in front of the horse, because both of them have to get past the opponents that they're getting ready to face right now, which I think both of them will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doesn't Devin Haney have a fight on Showtime as well? I got a message that Devin Haney he's going to be fighting on Showtime. I was trying to pull it up. If you guys know the official information on that, go ahead and post it. But anyway, man. So let's go ahead and take another call. We're gonna go ahead and take another call. Let me see what we got over here. All right. Let me see here. So we got 773. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, Dante, can you hear me?
I hear you. What's going on, bro?
Hey, Fernando calling from Chicago.
All right. What's on your mind, Fernando?
Hey, what do you think about that second fight with Triple G and Canelo?
Man, that's one of the hardest fights to call right there, Milt. That's one of the hardest fights to call. I mean, because the first fight, it could have went either way.
It could have.
It looked to me, once again, I just look at things like I think Golovkin's jab. I think his jab was very effective.
It was
offsetting a lot of stuff Canelo was doing, but then Canelo started countering him, and Canelo was kind of, Golovkin was respecting Canelo too much.
Yeah.
Golovkin has Canelo on the ropes. And Golovkin was timid. He was timid.
He was timid. He didn't know how to. He didn't know how to break.
He didn't want to go to the body.
No.
He was so afraid to get caught with something. That seemed like
Yeah.
he was really respecting Canelo. So I don't know how that rematch is gonna play out, man.
And one thing.
I don't know about that, because I like Canelo. I lost a lot of respect when he vacated his belt to Triple G.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think Triple G took that fight. I think it was a close fight.
Right. And
but
I felt the same.
I think he took the fight because he's the champ. So you got to dethrone the champ. Canelo didn't do enough to do that.
I originally thought Golovkin won the fight hands down, and then I went back and watched the fight when I was flying out to New York. Matter of fact, the last time, and I watched the fight twice when I was on a plane, and I thought after watching the fight twice, it really could have went either way. So when it comes to the rematch, Milt, who has the edge in your opinion?
You know what?
If Canelo boxes, go ahead, brother.
I think Canelo will have the slight edge, only because he's younger. Triple G is getting older, and Triple G's skills aren't. They're not getting any better.
Right.
So I give it to Canelo.
And you know what? You took the words right out of my mouth, man. And the thing is, I always give it to the person who can box their way through it. And if he's gonna box and not even attempt to go toe-to-toe with Triple G, I think that he outboxes him easily. As long as he doesn't stand toe-to-toe. I think fans were really disappointed because Canelo made it seem as though he was going to fight Triple G the same as he did Cotto. Cotto,
right.
he and Cotto were toe-to-toe, center of the ring, and eventually he just started breaking Cotto down, and he was getting the better of it.
Yeah.
But Cotto was still there. To his credit, Cotto was still there like the warrior he is, and I take my hat off to him. And but the thing is, Canelo kind of made it seem as though he wasn't going to be hard to find. And then throughout that fight, though, he started using, I will say, great footwork. He started using great footwork. He started countering.
Right.
He did what he needed to do in order to survive in that type of fight. Because I think that Triple G was applying heavy pressure on him. And he was cutting the ring off on him.
The pressure with the jab.
And that pressure, it weighs on you not only physically, but mentally as well. I'm hitting this cat with everything that I can, and he's still coming toward, he hit Triple G. And I will say this too. In that fight, I think Triple G won the fight, but the thing is, it was a very close fight. But I will say this, if someone says that, and after watching it about 4 or 5 times, I could see some people's points now on Canelo. I got to give Canelo credit too. Canelo had the cleaner shots. He boxed beautifully. But when it came to, who controlled the fight, Triple G controlled the fight. He controlled the center of the ring. He kept the pressure on with the jab. He hit him with some good, tough shots. And he won more of the middle rounds. And I think that, But if it goes to a rematch, I think I give a slight edge to Canelo because he can outbox him. He doesn't have to engage. He doesn't have to get himself pinned against the ropes if he doesn't want to. He doesn't have to. And, you know, he can make it very difficult for Triple G, more so than Triple G can make it for him.
Yeah, I mean...
Hey, Dante, one more...
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, one more question. Also, what do you think about that Loma and Tank Davis? You think Tank is ducking him?
Well, I mean, you know, when someone comes out and they say straight up, when they say, I'm not ready for the fight, or when they say, you know, that's a fight that's more down the line, I don't really necessarily know if that's ducking. To me, I think ducking is when you start saying stuff like, look, man, you know, he ain't on my level, and I need more money. Yeah. His style is boring. Give me $10 million and I'll fight him. You know, I think that would be more ducking. But Tank and Floyd Mayweather, they came straight out, basically, and they said, you know, he's not ready for him. At least that's what I heard. You know what I mean?
That's the way I interpreted it.
Yeah, exactly. How it was interpreted. Exactly. Because they didn't say that word for word.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
But I will say that that's how it was interpreted. And I will tell you this. You know, Tank is a very young fighter. I've seen everybody from David Reed to Francisco Vargas, but Fernando Vargas, to young fighters who I think that they carried along a little bit too fast, just a little bit. They were extremely talented, but there's nothing that can make up for ring experience and getting in the ring. The more times you cross that rope, man, the more experience you gain, the better off you are. And it's the same with Charlo and Jamal and against the young guy he just knocked out. Lubin, Erickson Lubin.
Yeah,
I think just a few more fights, and they're ready for that upper echelon of the competition, but they haven't been around the ring enough. And I'll say that Floyd is handling the fighter, I think, the way he should be. I mean, he does have a title. He did have a title. And so, yeah, the pressure is going to be on him to face the very top tier of that division, but I don't think he was quite ready for that yet.
Yeah, and I also will say, I mean, and if he can't get the Gervonta Tank Davis fight, there's a lot of other fighters that will fight him. I mean, I'm sure Robert Easter will fight him. I'm sure Terence Crawford would fight him. Since Rigo moved up 2 weight classes. It's almost equivalent to, not saying that Loma has to do that, but I'm just saying if you can't get this guy to fight you and you could get these other guys to fight you, then you should probably go after them. The Tank situation.
Well, he also can go after
Mikey Garcia, Robert Easter,
right.
Jorge Linares.
He also can go after Mikey.
Well, yeah, that's matter of fact, I thought I mentioned him. Yeah, I just said Robert Easter, but yeah, Mikey Garcia, all of them, all of them. I mean, I think the fight will happen, and honestly, man, we'll just have to see, because I think that Lomachenko is more skilled than Mikey Garcia, but I don't know if that translates to him beating Mikey, because Mikey is naturally bigger, so he can make more mistakes.
Right.
Mikey can make more mistakes in the fight. We don't know how Loma is going to react if Loma gets caught by any of them dudes, from Mikey to Robert, any of them. So that's what it is, man. Hey, man, but thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it. All right, man?
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks, Dante.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, man.
Another knowledgeable fan. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And speaking of Mikey Garcia, you want to talk about, you said you want to give your thoughts on the Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter situation.
Yeah, I know. And I can understand both of their positions, because the thing is, both of them are at different points in their careers. Mikey is pushing 30. Robert Easter, he recently turned 26, not too long ago. I mean, I'm not sure when the man's birthday is, but he's 26. He hasn't hit that kind of the meat part of the prime of his career yet. When he's like 28, 29, that's when the person is really in their prime. And so he's still on the come up, and he's hungry as hell. But Mikey spent a lot of that time wrestling with Top Rank in court and didn't fight for 2 years. He lost a lot of time. He lost a lot of money. I think what Mikey is trying to do is trying to position his career and make it best for his career And at that point, that fight just wasn't, that wasn't the best thing for his career.
Wait, are you talking about the Robert Easter fight?
The Robert Easter fight.
What do you mean when you say you don't think it was the best fight for his career, though?
I think he makes himself more marketable if he goes up and capture a 140 and still holding on to a 135-pound title. I think it opens himself up for more fights.
But when does he fight him, though? The question is when, because
he has to fight him eventually.
Yeah, because
he has to. Either he's going to have to vacate that 135-pound title, or either he's gonna have to fight him. Because
to me, if we really think about it, if every sport was structured that way, we would never get a conclusion at the end of the season. You know what I mean? We would never find out who the best is in the NFL and the NBA or the gold medal match. If the dude that you're supposed to fight in the gold medal match, you saying, well, you know what? I don't think fighting him for the gold medal is good, for my career right now. So, I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else fight for that gold medal. Right now, Mikey Garcia and Robert Easter are the two best lightweight champions, hands down. Even Mikey said it. Mikey even said the toughest guy there. You promoting him when you say that. You know what I mean?
I know.
And credit to Mikey for even being, honest. And that's another reason why I say I give fighters more credit when they just come flat out and they say that guy is going to be tough. So, but when you start
I'll ask this question.
Go ahead.
Who do you have in that fight? Mikey or Robert Easter?
That's a tough one, man.
It's a tough one. I'm going Mikey. I think Mikey wins that fight.
Yeah, I think.
So I don't think it's a matter of Mikey not being. I think Mikey being scared of him. I don't think it's him ducking.
But
I think that it is a point where I think you got to look at the business side of it as well. As a fan, I know a lot of people be like, man, forget about all that business stuff. We just want to see people fight.
It ain't, but it's not even that though. I mean, if you look at the pound for pound best fighters in the world, from Terence Crawford to Lomachenko to Floyd Mayweather when he was fighting to Andre Ward. These are all Terence Crawford. Mm-hmm. These are all guys that went in there and dared to be great, though. We got to remember, there's two different type of fighters. There's that type of fighter who believes he's the best,
right,
and wants to prove it. Like these hungry kids that we see in the amateurs. They go to all these tournaments. They craving to be the best. You know what I mean? They craving to be the best. You see them like
I know, man.
We see them all the time out here in Vegas.
Giving it
we see the future
Yeah.
exactly. So you have boxers like Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, Lomachenko. These are fighters that are daring to be great right now. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I feel you.
So so it's like if you put a lot of these other fighters in the lightweight division right now, and they got Robert Easter calling them out, they're most likely gonna fight him. Is all I'm saying. Now, if Robert wanted, and now if Mikey were to, get Linares out the way and everything, and then he says, I'm going to fight him, that's a different situation.
It is.
But we not really hearing anything right now that suggests that we ever going to get that fight. And that's the fight. It needs to happen, sooner than later because, once again,
he's dangerous,
they're the two best. He's dangerous.
He is. Robert Easter is dangerous. And I think that it's like, hey, we want to. It comes down to risk and reward. Right now, I think that would be Robert Easter's biggest, probably his biggest payday.
Yeah,
but it probably might not, And if Mikey takes it, he probably trying to maximize the dollars for it.
That'll be. I mean, outside of the Broner fight, because I can imagine Mikey got paid pretty good in that fight.
I can imagine,
but. Outside of the Broner fight, I think this would be Mikey's biggest payday too, though.
I tell you, I don't know. I'm
gonna tell you why, though.
I think it'll be one of his toughest fights.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, race sells, man.
Oh,
Race sells. And what I mean by that,
I know what you mean.
You look at when they found out that Golovkin was fighting against Willie Monroe. They didn't care who Willie Monroe was, but the fact he was black,
right.
You know what I mean? It filled up that arena. And the fact that it looked like on paper, this dude only got 6 knockouts and he's black too? Oh, man. I'll pay extra money to watch his ass get knocked out. I don't care how much them tickets cost.
Oh, man.
That's how, and that was the effect with Floyd Mayweather. People paid, not everyone, but you had a large percentage of fans that paid hoping that they will be there the day he gets knocked out. He loses. You know,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I bought that pay-per-view for Marquez Pacquiao 4, hoping and praying that Marquez definitively won that fight. I'm dead serious, man, because I don't think the rest of the previous fights hadn't been pay-per-view. I think they were HBO televised fights.
You said the other what? The other
previous Marquez Pacquiao fight.
No, they were pay-per-view.
Were they pay-per-view?
I think all of them, but the first one.
Oh, I tell you what. Yeah, they were. But me, when I was living overseas, we were getting them for free. So I never paid for one. But I came back, man, and I was here from Germany in 2012. And I'm like, man, this is going to be my first pay-per-view I've had, man. And, you know, about 4 or 5 years I had to pay for them, and I can't wait. And I hope Marquez whooped that ass. And I'm telling you, I cannot describe to you the sensation I felt to see Pacquiao laid out on that floor like that.
Yeah, it was finally worth it.
It was finally worth it, man. And this has nothing to do with Pacquiao Mayweather. This is totally separate because I think that Marquez won 2 of the first 3 fights, and that he was robbed. And I think the man needed some vindication. So that was the reason I was so happy about that fight, man. Yeah. And I'll tell anybody I was happy than a punk in jail. I'm serious.
A punk in jail.
I was happy than a punk in jail.
That's happy as hell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I was seeing my man, Mr. Perez, he was saying that he thinks Parker is going to beat Joshua. He says that he thinks that he fights better against taller fighters, and
it's very possible.
It's possible. I mean, anything possible.
I mean, if I'm anything is possible. These are heavyweights we're talking about. But
that's the reason I always like to do it in percentages. You know, like say for instance, we talking Spence Peterson. You know, if I have to give that a percentage, Spence has a heavy edge, and I give it 80-20. You know, Peterson has a 20% chance to win that fight. You know what I mean? And when it comes to Parker, Joshua, I see that it being like a 75-25. You know, I give it 80-20 also. I give it 80-20. I give it 80-20 advantage for Joshua.
Yeah, clearly Ortiz has a way better chance than Parker does.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I mean, I'm looking at that as maybe 60-40.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that.
I say 50-50, man.
You think it's 50-50?
I say 50-50. I mean, I'm leaning. Well, no, I guess I can't say that because I'm leaning. The edge with me is on Wilder. You know, I just feel. You know, to me, the question is
49-51.
Yeah. Hey guys, we'll take a call in a minute. I appreciate you guys waiting on hold, but I think Deontay Wilder, man, he done intimidated so many people, and I wonder if Ortiz is going to go in there gun shy. Is he going to be intimidated?
So.
You don't think so?
I do not think so.
Yeah, he probably won't.
I don't think so, man.
He
was
definitely standing his ground when they were face to face when they was talking.
Oh yeah, I know.
Luis definitely looked calmed in, you know.
Yeah, so I don't think Ortiz is intimidated. But hey, I mean the thing is though, if Deontay snaps that jab out there, you know, and he catch him with that right. That take your heart, man. Everybody got a fight plan until you get hit in the mouth.
Until you get hit in the mouth.
But
Ortiz is gonna have an answer, I think, for the jab, and man, that's a good fight, man.
It's a good fight.
I'll be out there for that one, guys. I'll be out there in New York, March 3rd, Barclays Center. Holla at your boy, Dante's Boxing Nation, and I'll also be out there in New York next week for the Spence versus Peterson fight. So yeah, man, we got some good stuff, man. It feel like it's been some serious drought. You know,
it has.
We ain't did a show in like 2-3 weeks.
I know,
but that was mainly for the holidays and everything. But we ain't had no big fights, though, right?
No, we didn't have anything big. Anyway, I think he fought. Yeah, he fought on the 30th. He won by knockout. Said that he was going to move up. And there's some people waiting on him up there. Zolani Tete, for one thing, is not going to be easy for him. But I think that there was still some very good fights at Superfly that he left on the table that would have been some good fights as well. Because the Superfly is heating up right now.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
I mean, it's hot hot.
And everybody
As hot
talking
as
about
I've
your
seen
boy
it.
Dwayne Beeman. Shout out to Dwayne, man.
Hey, shout out to Dwayne Beeman,
I get a
man.
question about him, you know, the fans, you know, I be talking to at the gyms, they be like, hey, this Dwayne Beeman guy, man, where did he come from? And, you know, whatever. So, yeah, we helping putting that division on the map, Milt. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. Let's go ahead and take a call, man. Let's go ahead and get to another caller. Okay, we got 832. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Man, you know how I do, man. Jimmy J. Smooth.
Jimmy J. Smooth.
Man.
Jimmy J.
What's
Smooth.
popping and what's dropping, man?
Hey,
what's
I am
cracking?
so glad.
you tell me.
I am so glad our boy, Ho Shit Parker, a.k.a. Joseph Parker, made that fight. So for right now, I'm not going to call that boy Ho Shit Parker as of right
No
now.
more. Well, at least not right now, huh?
As of right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm for sure Anthony Joshua finna wash the floor with this boy, man. He finna knock this boy out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I put
He's
like
gonna knock him out, man.
If Parker wins that fight, I'll put that right underneath Douglas Tyson. I'll put that. It'll be such an upset. It'll be such a surprise to me, man. That I'm dead serious. I have to put that on. I have to put it right underneath Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I agree.
If he goes in there and knock out Anthony Joshua,
I don't think it's that much of an upset though. Me personally,
I do.
You know,
because one of the things was people slept on Buster Douglas. I think Buster Douglas beats every heavyweight we have right now.
Oh, come on now.
Every heavyweight we have right now.
Y'all believe that?
Yes. You go back and watch go back and watch other footage of Douglas before he fought Tyson. Man, Buster Douglas, man, was a beast. He was, man. Skilled. He had that jab, the uppercut, man. I think people, you know, nobody really heard of him or knew who he was, so they were like, man, who is this dude?
But Buster Douglas did get knocked out, you know.
He fell in love with the money.
Before that, though, he had been knocked out before that, though.
I think by
here's the thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you why I agree with that talking point, because you had different trainers back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Those trainers got on your ass.
Yes, indeed.
Whereas these trainers don't motivate these guys no more. You can see a major difference. That's the reason why I watch old school clips. People like George Benton, you know what I'm saying? Even Buster Douglas' dad would have had that boy ready for all these heavyweights.
Oh yeah.
So I totally agree with that. You know the trainers like George Benton, Eddie Futch, Emmanuel Stewart, God rest their souls. They don't make those trainers like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Now you do have the up and coming guys that still have the old school principles, like our boy over there in New York City. What's the guy's name with Ali? With Saddam Ali. What's the guy's name?
Ali, Rozier.
Rozier
got that old school pedigree. Even Floyd Mayweather Sr. got that old school pedigree.
Nassim Richardson. I think Barry
Derrick
Hunter got
James.
it. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There's some,
but it's not like it used to be, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have many of them out there. You know what I'm saying? We're just naming a handful of them. You know what I'm saying? So I think Buster Douglas would knock every last one of these heavyweights out in today's heavyweight division.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, it's a fair assessment. You know, I'm not going to say it sounds crazy. It's not far-fetched, that's for sure. You know, it's not far-fetched.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. And I'm reading, somebody just said Barry Hunter as well in the comment section.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's one of the names I brought up.
Yeah.
I thought Nassim Richardson.
Brother Nassim, man, is
they got some
throwbacks.
ones that go back, you know, not like some of these trainers today who get these cars that's already built and all they do is wash it, you know, and try to take credit for building the damn car. You know, that's what some of these trainers do, you know, but yeah, you know, you have some of these trainers that have built these fighters from the ground up. And even if they don't build them from the ground up, you know, just, you know, change them and, you know, and enhance, you know, what they didn't have before. That's impressive. So, but yeah, man, but hey, good. Anything else on your mind, Jimmy?
Hey, are y'all gonna be here in San Antonio, out in Texas, or y'all just gonna delay that?
No. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there for that fight. So yeah, so I will be out there for that fight. You know.
Okay.
Yep. So you're gonna be out. So that's where you at, right?
Yeah, I'm in Texas, man. I'm in Texas.
Okay, for sure, man. For sure, man. So that's what it is, man.
Hey, Jimmy J, have you heard anything about the purses for the Spence fight?
The purse? I heard that Errol's supposed to be getting $3 million or something like that. From what I understand.
I heard that too, but it was in a conversation somebody was having with Oscar, where Oscar was kind of dissing. You know, he was like, you know, Spence getting $3 million. Why are he getting that much? You know, it was like, you know, he was questioning the man's money and his promotion.
But that's just ridiculous to me, though. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like McDonald's, you know, saying why the hell is Burger King? You know, why they paying their employees $10 an hour? What kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? We paying $8. Why are they doing that?
I know, right? I know.
To me, that don't really make sense. You know, you gonna try to, you know. You're going to try to make it seem like it's a bad thing because, you know, the employers are paying their employees more money? It don't make no sense.
Right.
But they did this with, you know, they did this with Al Heyman from day one, though. You know, it was like, what, you know, they're paying the fighters. Some people would actually say, you know why I don't like him? Because, you know, he be paying, the fighters too much money and all that kind of. Why would you not like that? You know how ridiculous that sounds?
Especially a former fighter.
Yeah.
Especially a former fighter.
Yeah. You don't like the fact that they getting compensated, you know, like they really should be, because we know a lot of these fighters, you know, when they retire, you know, they ain't got no 401k, they ain't got no,
right.
You know what I'm saying? They got none of that.
Right.
You know, a lot of these fighters, look at Zab Judah, man. Shout out to Zab Judah. You know, is he working as a medical assistant right now?
Yeah, I saw that. But I saw he got a fight coming up.
You got a fight coming up
in Calgary.
Yeah, and see but I'm just saying this is something that really should be embedded in the sport, though. You know, there should be some type of insurance policy, you know, where you stay in the sport for quite some time. You know, you taken care of. You know, it should be almost military based or something like that.
I know, right?
Or something. Just some money should automatically go into a pot. You know, and when you retire, you know you good, because this is the most dangerous sport out there,
boxing
and they're not taken care of after the sport ends. You know,
boxing needs a centralized governing body, man, so bad. I mean, I think if they had,
we'll take another call in a minute. Go ahead, Mel.
I think if they had
Money Powell,
what's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening, man? How's everyone?
Everything
good. Everything good. Big money towel.
That's Jimmy J Smooth right there saying what's up.
Yeah, Jimmy J Smooth, man. It's always good to hear you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Money. Hey, I want to say congratulations on you guys moving on up like the good times. Now you in there working with Jamal Charlo. That was
yes, sir.
Man, that was a big deal, man. Yeah. That was a big deal, man. I mean, go ahead and describe that experience, man. And if you could just give us a little rundown of how it went down in sparring.
You know, Money went in. We were never looking for this. Money had sparred with quite a few other guys, and all of a sudden it was like, you know, his coach had talked to Ronnie. And he said, hey, look, all I have is Jamal. And we said, oh, okay then. So Money went in. They got some good work and everything. And after it was over with, Ronnie had said, hey, look, they were very impressed with Money, very impressed with him. And they said, hey, look, you know, he has a style somewhat similar to Santino. And so would you be interested in coming out? And we thought it was an honor, you know, for Money to be able to do that.
Indeed.
We a week from the day we'll be back on the road, headed back out that way. So
nice.
Nice.
It went that well, huh? Nice. When you coming back, you know
it went well. It went well. Yes, but I tell you what, when I looked at Jamal, you know, he was always a pretty big guy. When I looked at him, I said, this guy is. He's solid, man. He's pretty solid. So,
yeah.
And but I tell you what, it's a very good experience for Money, you know, and for him to do what he did in there, you know, it was very good for him. It was good
absolutely.
for Jamal. It was good for both guys. You know, it was good for both guys. They both saw some things here and there. So, and I'm just really proud of Money. And
as we all are, man.
Well, we're just waiting for. Oh yeah, we're just waiting for his bout. Both he and Jamal have a match on the 3rd of March. So Monday's match is over in Paris. We were hoping that it would be next month in February, with Mikey Garcia, but that changed. So here we are now.
Yeah, here we are now, man. But once again, man, no doubt about it, Money should be proud, man. Moving on up.
Oh, yeah.
You getting that type of experience at such a young age. So
that's one thing that keeps me in awe, man. The kid, he's 19. I mean, but I mean that frame he has, the talent that he has right now at that age is scary. It's scary, and I mean, I think sky's the limit. So shout out to you and
I agree. Hey, thanks a lot, now. Really appreciate that. Coach Jay has really been talking to him a lot. I never realized how important it was with all of this, talking step from step to another step. But it is extremely important in the psyching of any fighter at this level. Very important.
I would imagine. Yeah, it is. Who is that used to say boxing is 90% mental and 10% physical?
Sean O'Grady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sean O'Grady said that all the time. On Tuesday night fights, he would say that all the time.
That's right. You are right.
Okay. So I said it because I know Teddy used to say it too.
Teddy would say it too, but I remember Sean O'Grady. I remember Sean saying it a lot too, and it is very mental, and you got to have that mental side, prepared just as much.
Right.
But yeah, great to have you on the show. I know.
Hey, thanks a lot.
And let's go ahead and take another call.
I just came from a boxing event earlier today as an announcer. Oh, it's been fun. Sugarbird Boxing tournament. They have a lot going on, so they're going to have the qualifiers going all throughout the year in the national tournament at the end for all the people that won.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it?
Guys? What's that? No, go ahead.
I was saying, where was the location?
Oh, it will be in Virginia next month. If they just go out on Facebook, you can go to the Sugarbird Boxing promotions out on Facebook, and you can look it up from there. February 9th through the 11th, out in Virginia.
Okay. Sounds exciting.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Man, so it was a good tournament then, right?
Yes, it was an awesome tournament. There's nothing like being able to see these little, these kids coming up. Yeah, they work real hard, and they're going all out. And I say it all the time. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where we build champions. You give them a stage like that, in order for them to launch, and then, Money came up through that same tournament. That helped build him. So
wow,
it's a testament to where that tournament can take you.
Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and take another call. Let me see here. Okay, let me see here.
All right, guys. I'll holler at y'all later.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Jimmy J.
All right, Jimmy J.
Man, good to hear you.
All right, take
brother.
care, brother. All right, man.
Hey, Dante.
Huh? Yeah, go ahead, Money.
Hey, look, I'm going to have to get on up, man. I just wanted to drop in real quick and everything, but
we appreciate
if I can, I'll listen to the show and probably jump back in later, if that's okay.
No problem. Okay. No problem, man.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
All
hey,
right,
look,
Money.
you all take it easy now. Okay, then. Sure enough.
Take care, man. Let's go ahead and take another call. So we have 773. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hello.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's good, man?
Hey, I made the show.
Oh yes, sir.
You made it. You done made it.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Jason from Chicago.
Okay.
Hey, what's good? What's up in the shot?
You gotta pull the phone away from your mouth, man. It sounds like it's stuck to your face right now, man.
It's cold up there.
It's hard to hear.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a couple questions for y'all.
Okay. Go ahead.
Canelo, I truly believe that if he beats Triple G, he's gonna vacate the WBC Charlo.
I agree with you. I agree with you, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, because you heard what he said, right? If Canelo beats Golovkin, he most likely won't fight Charlo. He'll vacate instead because the winner of that fight, they have to fight against Charlo.
I know.
It's mandatory.
This is one of the things that we text each other back and forth all throughout the week too. One of the things that we were talking about is the way that the negotiations have been going down with this fight, because one of the things that as a fan of boxing, I have a problem with, and sometimes the negotiation can get bogged down on an issue. And one of the issues in this particular fight is the rematch clause. Mm-hmm. Okay, what they're saying is possibly that there won't be a rematch clause, or that it's going to be a one-sided rematch clause like it was last time. Okay, so I think Golovkin is kind of tentative about signing a contract where there's no rematch clause for him because of how the judging went last time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is if it's a close fight and then, Canelo gets it on the cards, then he has no recourse. He's left out. He is completely probably out of the game. At 36, he's too dangerous for, that anybody would really want to fight him and give him an opportunity. And Canelo wouldn't have to give him a chance. So he's left high and dry if he doesn't get a rematch. Mm-hmm. Or if
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey, Dante, Mills, it's nice to finally talk to y'all straight up.
Oh, for sure. And we're glad to have you on too, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keep doing what y'all doing, man. I enjoy getting educated every time I watch the channel.
Hey, we appreciate you listening, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. All right.
Hey, I got another question. It looked like if Crawford be what's that boy name? Damn, I can't think of his name. Who Crawford getting ready to fight?
Jeff Horn.
Yeah, Jeff Horn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And funny thing, Jeff Horn, Crawford beats Jeff Horn. Then it looked like Crawford and Spence gonna fight somewhere down the line, but I wish that fight was last. I wish one of them would take out Keith first.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That would make more sense. That the two best, they should be fighting at the end. They should be fighting close. Yeah. Once all the dust settles, it should be Terence Crawford and Errol Spence standing, because we know no one is calling them out. No one is calling them out right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we get one of them fights. We get the Thurman versus Errol Spence. We get the Terence Crawford versus somebody, and then eventually we get Spence versus Terence Crawford. But it is too premature for the fight to happen right now. But once again, like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens, because I have a feeling Keith Thurman, he said out of his own damn mouth that he may not fight. Your boy Spence to 2019, when he originally said he wouldn't fight him to 2017. So, yeah, man, that's what that is.
Yeah, 2021, 2022 or something.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I know,
man.
That's the game, man. It's crazy sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
I gotta get to another call, bro. Not to cut you off, man. I gotta get to another one. Hey, seriously, thanks for calling in, though, man.
Hey, we appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
All right.
Who was that, man? Hit me up talking about take that Georgia hat off. I'm still gonna rep my GA, baby. Them Bulldogs all day, man. They broke my heart, but that's all right.
Well,
I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan all day long,
Somebody
man.
said that?
Yeah, they told me to take my Georgia hat off, man. I gotta rep GA all day, baby.
Right here.
Who was that? Mike James boxer. No, I'm loving my Bulldog, man. They broke my heart. Yeah, they did. Not as bad as I saw the end of that damn Saints game today, and what happened to them was even worse, man, than what happened to Georgia. So I don't feel bad no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, this right here. Let me see here. Okay, this is I think I know who this is. Is this Reggie from LA?
Yes, indeed. What's happening, nation?
What's going on? What's going on, family? What's good, man? What's on your mind? Reggie, you there?
Hello? Yeah, I'm here. What's happening, Nation?
No, I was just saying what's going on. What's on your mind, man? What's good with you?
Oh, man, nothing. I'm happy you guys back doing this platform again. What's up, Milk? Glad you guys linked back
appreciate
up.
it. Thanks for the love, brother.
This setting right here, for sure.
Thank you, man.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, for sure. Man, I got two things that I want to go in on. The one thing I want to get your opinion, because I'm looking at the kind of the business ranking or structuring of the promotion companies. I make a prediction just based on how I look and forecast Golden Boy Promotions. I can see that promotion company dissolving and breaking apart with all of Oscar's erratic behavior and the fading. I can see a lot of his executive staff splitting off, going on into their own business, like Schaefer did for himself, and a lot of fighters leaving that promotion company. The only thing they hold on to is Canelo, and I can see Canelo bouncing the spot and maybe going into business for itself. But I think Oscar De La Hoya's time in the game may be coming short.
Well, and I will say this too, and hey man, great comments too. I got to second that, because the thing is, well, I don't know if it's going to be short, but he may be around, because a lot of people were saying that stuff like that about Big Bob too.
No, but Big Bob, he got some.
He
good
got
stuff
it done.
Going on.
He got it done.
He putting big fights on free TV. He got some good.
He's just not coming back to that.
Yeah,
but he's a vet in the game too.
But
De La Hoya, man, he hinders a lot of fights from getting made, or his camp. I won't say it's necessary. I mean, I don't know if he's the head of the camp, so I mean, he got to take all the blame for it. But there's a lot of stuff, man, that goes on behind the scenes that I be hearing about, man. That is like, are you serious, man? And it keeps fights from happening. I won't go into any detail because I can't prove it, and I'm not going to put it out there like that. But it's ridiculous, some of the stuff, man, that goes on behind the scenes. And I kind of believe that some of what you were saying about with Schaefer leaving, his departure was probably due to some of those antics, man, and it makes no sense. You have you got the WBC president, what's his name, Eric Gomez. He coming out, not WBC, but the Golden Boy president. He's coming out saying, hey, listen, the fight is almost a done deal. We just kicked it over there to Golovkin to sign, and then De La Hoya undercuts him. Less than 24 hours later, he cuts him and sends out a message saying, hey, this fight is nowhere near a done deal. He got to agree to the terms and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, man, how can y'all not have that all worked out internally before you let your president go out there and make a statement saying that the fight is almost a done deal? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's little stuff like that happens all the time, man. And I agree with you, man. He is a hindrance. He is really a hindrance.
Right.
And I think a lot of things don't get made because of him.
It'll be really interesting to see what happens if Canelo loses. It'll really be interesting to see, because
and
right
I ain't
now,
wishing that upon the man.
Yeah, but
it would be very interesting,
because we have to look at the reality of the situation right now. I mean, there's not too many options at the middleweight division.
No.
Canelo can't go back down to 154.
No.
And right now, they don't even want to fight Billy Joe Saunders. So which direction do they go from now? And he ain't in a situation like Golovkin, who's thinking about retiring. I mean, Canelo is still young,
right?
So if Golden Boy loses Canelo Alvarez, that's
that breaks the camel's back.
It does.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that he's trying to get all the milk out of the cow, out of the cash cow, before he has to give it up. I don't know, and I'm talking a bit prematurely, because I don't know if Golovkin is gonna lose. But Canelo is gonna lose. But it's like, hey man, they trying to milk this thing for all they can get out of it. I'm like, come on, man. I understand the business side of it. I understand that there's, this is prize fighting, and you have to have a prize, and you try to get the biggest prize possible. But come on, man. The slow rolling stuff, man, that they do is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's almost like to a point where people lose interest. You know what I mean? And it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He has played his cards wrong, because Canelo, as big as a star Canelo was, he's not that star anymore because you have so many bright lights shining. The Charlos is probably about to be a bigger star than Canelo. So Canelo's going to be on the back end of who people want to see. He's not the main attraction anymore after this fight.
I tell you,
so Oscar's played his card too wrong, dragging things out.
Yeah, I mean, he was booed heavily, man, after that Triple G fight. I don't know if y'all recall when they, when they announced, you know, when they were interviewing him at the end of the fight.
Yeah, you talking about Canelo was booed.
Canelo was booed.
Yeah. I remember. I was there. Yeah, I was there.
You were ringside. Yeah. I mean,
a lot of his diehard fans.
They were displeased at how he his performance in that fight. You know, that's kind of one of the things that kind of make me lean towards thinking that, you know, Triple G really did put on a better showing than Canelo in that fight too. You know, that kind of bolsters my claim a little bit. But, you know, he is, you know, vacating the belt, you know, the first time with Triple G when the negotiations were going down, you know, that didn't help him. You know, it's little stuff like that, and that's all Oscar. I believe that's all Oscar behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No doubt, man. No doubt. Well, hey, man, Reggie, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to wrap it up in a minute. So, thanks, man. I'll catch up with you next week. All right, man?
Yes, indeed. And once again, shout out to Beeman for being the one fighter that comes to the platform to give his voice. And the other fighters, I know y'all listening. Make sure you make way to get on this platform, get yourselves out there, because people all across this country, all across the globe, listening to this platform. Do yourselves right, do your careers right, get on here. And,
hey, man, we appreciate it. Appreciate it, man.
Good shit, Reggie.
Yeah.
Real good stuff, man. Yeah. Real good stuff, man. All right, family, take care, man.
You be easy.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, he just put a message out there that resonates, you know what I mean, throughout the whole entire sport, man. Go ahead and stop playing around, man. Consider this an invitation to Dante's Boxing Nation. Yay. Anyway, let me see what else is going on in the comment section before I take another call. Let me see. Okay, I guess y'all was arguing in there. Okay. Y'all going back and forth on something right now. So, Milt, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up.
I'll just run down some of the things that I had. I didn't have a whole lot because we haven't had a lot of fights, but the news still keeps coming in. The only fight we had, I'm gonna give a shout out to Clarissa Shields. On her dominant performance. You know, at the end of the fight, Christina Hammer got into the ring. They kind of had a few words. You know, that was you know, I think that was more exciting than the fight. If they could make that fight, it'd probably have to be a catch weight. Or I don't know if Clarissa would go all the way down or Hammer would come all the way up. I think a catch weight would be great, and I think, you know, that would be a really good fight. Christina Hammer can fight, man.
Oh, she can definitely fight.
She can fight, man. So just to run down a few things, a couple notes that I took. On that same on March 3rd, we keep talking about the fight going on March 3rd with Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz at the Barclays Center, but battling them, and that's going to be aired on Showtime, but battling them on HBO was a fight that was already set. Will be Sergey Kovalev will be fighting at Madison Square Garden, and also is going to be Dimitri Bivol will be fighting. Who is he fighting?
Dimitri Bivol is Barrera.
He's going to be fighting Sullivan Barrera. So that one's going to be a good fight. At same night,
they'll be tested in the fight too.
Yeah, I hate when they do that, man, because they make fans of the sport. The thing is, the sport is trying to revive itself, man. And when you have fans having to be split, not only between two networks, but in the exact same city on the same day with two major cards, it just kind of, you know, it divides the sport and it makes the numbers look smaller on either network. So it doesn't help the sport, man. So I had kind of an issue with that one. Barrera had hit Bivol with the, hey, man, well, let's do VADA testing to see, you know, if Bivol, kind of making an allegation that Bivol may have been juicing, but Bivol was like, shit, bring it on. I don't mind getting tested. So I just thought that was kind of noteworthy. Like I said, JoJo Diaz, in his camp, they're putting pressure on Gary Russell Jr. I hope that fight gets made. Big news at the light heavyweight contender, Elida Alvarez is pulling out, and he's pulling out of the purse bid to fight Gvozdyk. One of the reasons why is because they were making Gvozdyk another eliminator. This would be like the third or fourth elimination fight.
So it still doesn't guarantee he'll get a title shot.
It still doesn't guarantee.
This fight. But where does he go from here is the question now.
That's a big question because, I mean, at light heavyweight, and the thing is, he is also, this is what I can't understand though. Both he and Adonis Superman Stevenson are both managed or advised by Al Heyman. You know what I mean? So I don't understand, how that fight hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is, Adonis Stevenson hasn't fought a mandatory opponent in 4 years.
Well,
he hasn't fought a mandatory.
You talking about why the Adonis and Kovalev fight didn't happen, or you talking about
the Kovalev, Elida Alvarez, any of the other top, people at 175.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean, not that. Oh my God, who was the young brother he knocked out? A couple. I know he just knocked out Fanfara. Who wanted to see that?
Top Dog. Yeah, he knocked out Top Dog.
Top Dog.
Fanfara.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, and how you over there, man, and you chilling with that strap, and all these other fighters over here, man.
Yeah. And he hasn't been fighting none of them lately. We're gonna try to get him on the show too because I called him up a couple times and did some phone interviews with him. Let's see what he got to say about the situation. What else is on there, Milt? Just
nothing but next week is going to be it with Errol Spence, Lamont Peterson, Robert Easter, Javier Fortuna. Marcus Brown is on that card. Anthony Peterson on that card. Amanda Serrano. Let's see. Richardson Hitchens is on that card also.
Shout out to Richardson Hitchens, man.
Shout out to him, man. He's part of the nation. He's a member of the nation.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And then that following week, Lucas Matisse is fighting, and Jorge Leonardes is fighting as well. Kamagai is on that card as well, on the HBO card that following weekend, which is significant because one of the things I want to say is shout out to Regis Prograis. Man, let me tell you, the cat is highly underrated. If y'all don't know who he is, man, go find out about him. From what I'm understanding, it's almost a done deal with him and Victor Postol. They're supposed to be getting it together, and that
Victor
is
Postol
possible.
Finally coming back.
Yeah, he finally coming back. But I'm here to tell you, if it goes in the way I think it's gonna go, he gonna wish he would have stayed away. Because Prograis ain't no joke, man.
No.
That cat is the truth, brother. Old Rougarou down in Louisiana. So I'm here to tell you, and what I'm thinking, what I've heard is that's supposed to be an elimination fight, elimination bout, and whoever wins that get a title shot. So it's about time that man get his just due. That's what I'm hearing. And just to run down the rest of the weekend. Alexander Usyk and Briedis in the World Boxing Super Series for the cruiserweight unification. They're going to have the cruiserweight unifications. Usyk, Briedis. That's also going to be on the 27th of March. 27th of January. Zab Judah fights in Calgary that night too.
That's good.
So shout out to Zab Judah, man. I wish the old head well.
Get that money, man.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. But also on February 3rd, I just run it out to I'm gonna go to the 8th, and after that we'll cut it off. But Gilberto Ramirez will be fighting on February 3rd, and also Jerwin Ancajas and Israel Gonzalez. They're gonna be fighting 12 rounds for Ancajas IBF Junior Bantamweight title, and Murat Gasayev and Dartikos are going to be fighting on the 3rd as well, and that's also part of the World Boxing Super Series. So, and shout out to Roy Jones on February 8th. The legend that he is, Roy Jones Jr., says that this will be indeed his final fight I don't see an opponent. I haven't found out who the opponent is going to be. Don't know if it's 10 or 12 rounds, but it will be in Pensacola, where it all began. So shout out to Roy Jones Jr.
Shout out, Roy. Salute.
I mean, I know that fighting is in your blood, but man, you've given us everything that we could expect and more. So I'm hoping that really and truly after this one, this is the last one, brother. We want to see you around for a long time and have all your faculties about you. So we appreciate it. And just give a shout out to Roy Jones, man.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So shout out to ashkicking.com. Make sure y'all go to that dope fly website. That's what it is, man. So we will be back for sure. Like I said, we took a break for the holidays, you know, Christmas, New Year's Eve, but we back in full effect.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back next week, Sunday, guys, all right? Make sure you let your friends know and everything. That's Sunday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, all right? So, man, Milton, they already know what it is, man.
They know what it is. It's the nation, baby.
All day. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We catch up with y'all next week.